Everybody, it's Dan. Hope you're well today. So we're live. Welcome to the live stream, and I hope you're doing all right. It's the end of Q1. We're 3 months into the year already. Can you believe it? I mean, how fast has that gone? First up, we had January. That just seemed to take forever, didn't it? I was reading about a really ridiculous theory yesterday that time had changed, and that's why January had gone so long. And magically, it was part of the Mandela effect. All a bit woo-woo, if you ask me, but an interesting read all the same. But it is true, January seemed to go on for absolutely ages, didn't it? If you remember January, gosh, it's like, it feels like that every year though, right? It's like today's the 365th day of January, and then you get to February, bang, and it goes so fast. And then we're back into March. What is it? 31 days of March as well, same as January. And March seems to have gone, both taken a long time, but then suddenly you kind of open your eyes and here we are, end of Q1 2025. We are a quarter of the way through. We've only got 9 months left. We've only got 3/4 of the year left, and before you know it, it's November and December and everybody kind of quietens down as well. And it just, maybe it's just me, maybe that's just because I'm getting older. Time just seems to go so much faster, and that definitely seems to be something that's happening. It's just weird. Anyway, the bigger question is, forget about all the time stuff. The bigger question is, what's your year looking like? And what progress have you made? And how's that comparing to last year? And all of that kind of thing. And I'm going to run through some of our stuff, because I think this stuff's really important to be able to compare where you are today versus where you are this time last year, and maybe this time the year before, maybe this time the year before that. So we're really lucky. Our digital marketing agency is doing all right. It's doing pretty well. Our revenues are up year to date compared to last year. We're up compared year to date with the year before and the year before that. So we're on a nice steady trajectory going up. Now, I am aware, obviously, that not everybody is in that situation and people will be struggling right now, and maybe we can cover off some of that as well for you. So I'm just looking at our year to date, and so this is revenue versus last year's revenue year to date. So our financial year actually starts on February the 1st. Weirdly, I don't know why it just does. Don't know who chose that. It's just one of those things. It starts on the 1st, but our revenues are actually up 13% year on year based against the previous year. Now, is that good? Is that bad? Well, it depends. Am I happy with that? I'm all right with it. Could we do with a bit more? Yeah, you could do with a bit more. So could everybody. But where do you stop? Like, if you get to 200% growth, is that good enough? Is that not good enough? Well, maybe we could get 400%, 800%. I mean, all the things start not to work, because you're bringing on too many clients too fast. You've got too much work, not enough resources to actually handle all that work. And, I understand that growth year on year is really important. The 13% up's not bad. We're a small growing company. I suppose it's all right. Could be better. But also we don't want to burn out. We don't want to be killing ourselves, desperately trying to bring on more and more customers and be more profitable and bigger revenues and just work for the sake of working. That's not really why we're in this. We're in it to help other people, and hopefully that's why you run your business as well. But if you don't know where you are this year compared to the year before that, or the year before that, that's definitely something that you need to begin to implement into your business, because it will just begin to make a massive difference in the way that you look at your business, in the way that you decide what work needs to get done, how many more customers do you need, what resourcing you need on board in order to handle the new level of customer, and so on. And so you should be recording. Now, where do we get this information from? We actually get the information from 2 places. The first place is Stripe, and Stripe will give us all the money that goes through Stripe. It will give us that information. Now, sometimes that's not overly accurate, because some of our clients don't just go through Stripe, which is credit cards and that kind of thing, debit cards, but they actually pay directly into our account. So Stripe, although we're up 13% year on year, we also have to take into account that some of our newer clients are actually paying straight into our account, which is really good, by the way, because Stripe fees are really expensive. And the only thing I don't like about it is a lack of control. I like to be able to see the money coming in and so on. But you should have another way of making sure that you can see what revenues are coming in. So we also use Xero, Now, the downside of Zero is we've only just been using it since the beginning of last year, where I said to my accountant, look, I need more management accounts. I need more information about where we are. So I can look at every single month for the last 12 months, and I can compare that with where we are today, month by month by month by month by month. And I can see our revenues going up and down, but generally it's going up and down upwards over a long period of time. And so that's really cool. But also looking at Zero, and Zero, by the way, is Xero. The other thing I can do looking at Zero is I can look at what our cost of sales are. So I'm looking at that, and actually our cost of sales is going up and down in line with what our revenues are as well, which is quite interesting, I think. It's like, well, how can we reduce our costs, our fixed costs? And what tends to happen is as we bring on more money, we might bring on more tools to implement into our business, like, for example, SEMrush, which is Search Engine Marketing Rush, SEM Rush. It's all to do with SEO, and we can put our clients' data into that, and it will give us some really good, interesting reports as to traffic for our clients' websites, and SEO reports, keywords that we could look at, maybe try and improve upon as well. But having a system that tells you what your income is and what your outgoings are is really, really important. If you've not got that, you will struggle. I call it management information, and it gives me like a snapshot as to where we are, so I can see, do we need to reduce costs? Do we need to increase resourcing? Do we need more customers? Are we in a profit and loss situation each month? Just gives me a much clearer view as we go through the entire year. Let's talk about sales pipelines then. We're a quarter of the way through. What is your sales pipeline looking like? And ours is actually looking a little bit empty. We had a number of clients that we were hoping to close in Q1. We didn't close them. They're still not closed. They're now off my deal pipeline because we've given enough follow-ups and all of that kind of thing. If they come back through, then brilliant. But this is one of the things that's really interesting, is that if you've got a deal pipeline, which we have, and we use ActiveCampaign for our deal pipeline, I can see who's opening emails, who's visited our website, what pages we're connected on. We can send them emails to say, hey, I noticed you're looking at website design. Do you want to jump on a call? All of that stuff's really important. But then I can also look at who's close to being closed. So which of our potential prospects can we look at, get them on a call, and maybe close them with a website, or maybe some Facebook ads marketing or content marketing, whatever that happens to be. So we use ActiveCampaign for that. And actually our pipeline is looking a little bit light at the moment, mostly because this morning, because we're end of Q1, I like to clear people off who I think, they should have bought by now. And if they haven't bought by now, we've sent them enough emails and now they're not replying, it's kind of like a dead lead for me. And so what I'm saying here is that we don't remove them completely. We remove them from the sales pipeline, but they're still in our database, and we're still going to get the next 4 years worth of emails. We send out an email once every 11 days. I was just showing a client of ours what my email automation software looks like. And literally for the next 4 years, if you're in our email system, you're going to get an automated email. And also, if you click on something on the website or you open something in one of those emails, you'll actually get a personal email from me where I just go, hey, Bob, I noticed you were looking at website design. Is that something you want to have a look at? I noticed you clicked on the link, but you didn't book a call. Should we jump on a call tomorrow? Like, that stuff is really important, because when we're looking at what we've done in Q1 and what we want to do for the next 9 months as we go through 2025, we want to be closing more clients. People don't like sales. The sales isn't a dirty word. Like, everybody makes sales. Tesco's have sales. Everybody has a sale of some kind. You have to close business in order to be able to grow your business. You have to be able to close clients and close business. That's the stuff that puts, bread and food and water on your table, and for your staff and your team. And it's what buys your houses and all of that kind of thing. It's really, really important, as long as you're actually providing value or the transformation or whatever it is that the client's actually looking for. But actually looking at what is the pipeline looking like, and then if it's looking a little bit light like ours is, what are we then going to do about it? Now, if you don't know what that looks like, you can't then make decisions based on what the pipeline looks like, because you don't know what it looks like. Well, where's our new clients coming from? I don't know. It's like, well, what are you going to do to get new clients? I don't know. Not good enough. You know, if you're running a business and you're like a grown up running a business, I'm 52. I don't feel like a grown up half the time. God damn it. But these are the things that you need in place. Who's your next prospect? Who's your next hot prospect that's going to close, bring in £1,000 a month for the next 12 months? Who is that? If you don't know who that is, where's your money coming from next month or next quarter or next year? So you've got to have a mechanism in place for, first up, checking what deals are likely to drop in. We call it deal flow, and we're a digital marketing agency, but you have deal flow in everything. It might be a butcher selling legs of lamb. Where's your next customer coming from? And if you're just hoping that they're walking past, I would suggest that you might not be in business next year. Hope is not a strategy. You need to do better than that. So this is really about, what is your sales pipeline? What does that look like? And if it's looking a little bit light, what are you actually going to do about that? What ads are you going to place? What marketing are you putting out there? Is it radio ads? Is it billboards? Are you dropping leaflets? Is it digital content? Is it digital Facebook ads? Is it Google ads? Which one of those is it? And if you don't know, you should probably jump on a call with us and have a chat about where your next customer is going to come from. Because one of the keys to having a successful business is having a predictable lead generation system in place. I'll say it again, because the key word in all of that is predictable. Not lead generation, it's not system, predictable. We're very lucky because in our business, we get monthly recurring revenue, which means if we close £1,000 client this month, the chances are they're going to be a client for the next 6 months. And we can build on that. But most businesses are not like that. You need a predictable mechanism, system that's going to actually bring people on board, bring them into your business so that then you have an opportunity to sell to them. Let me just grab a quick drink. This is not cocktail, by the way. It's a Diet Coke, it's just in a freezer cup. If you've got any questions, stick them in the chat below. And then talking about sales pipelines for the next quarter and what are you going to do about those. We should also talk about what is the plan for the entirety of 2025. What's that going to look like? And if you go, I don't know, I just waking up every day, I turn up to work and I'll just see what happens. Again, that is a hope strategy, and that kind of strategy is only going to lead you to a place that's not really somewhere you want to go to. You want to have targets on a monthly basis, quarterly, annual basis. How many clients do you want? You know, my team know, for example, if I was to go out and ask my managers in my business, how many clients do we want? They already know how many clients we want. And at what price point, they already know how many clients and what price point. Because I teach them, because they should understand what the benefit of having X amount of clients at X amount of pounds of income, what does that mean for them and their security in their income and pay rises and promotions and all of that kind of thing. But I have to have a clear plan for 2025. So I'll give you an example. The last 5 years, we've been creating more digital marketing products or online products, training courses, that kind of thing. So we've got, in fact, let me remember them because I can never remember them. But we've got property sourcing training. That's nice, 27 quid. We made 2 sales on that this morning, which is always nice. Last day of the month today, so just getting those in just to up revenues even a little bit. It's really important. We've got one offer away, that's £7. We've got content creation machines, 17 quid. Rapid course creations, £27. We don't sell as many of them as we should. And we're like, do we want to drop the price on that? Because we're running paid ads to it. Do we want to drop the price on that a little bit? Because that is like a trigger to getting people into the business so that we can actually get into a conversation with them. We closed a client last month who bought that £27 training course and is now spending £1,000 a month. How's that for Facebook ads to a £27 product, which was a profitable £27 product, even though we're spending Facebook ads on it, and then they upsold to £1,000 a month? Really, really important. So my business personally, we need to look at what other training courses are we going to create this year and when, because we're busy just like everybody else. But if we can create some more training courses, run some Facebook ads to those training courses, get people into our system where now they're getting on calls, now they're getting emails, now they're building rapport, they're starting to trust us, they know we're authentic, we know that we do what we say we can do, etc. Over a period of time during that nurture campaign, those clients are slowly going to start coming on board with us one by one. And so the more people we can put in to the sales funnel at the top, the more they will percolate down through all the email marketing that we do, and all the live streams, and all the short videos, and all the content, and all the podcasts, and so on and so on and so on. They come out of the bottom, and they generally, not everybody, of course, but 20% of those, 10% of those will actually sign up and stay with us for a long period of time. And that, my friends, is how we are growing business. And that's really how you should be growing the business as well. You've got to be putting people into the sales funnels at the top, low price, low ticket offers. And then you have to have an email follow-up system that's all automated. And then when someone clicks something, like I mentioned before, website design, I can go, oh, look, Bob's clicked on website design. Send Bob a quick email. Bob, I noticed you clicked on website design this morning. Do you want to jump on a call? Wow, you must have read my mind. That's amazing. Yes, I'd love to jump on a call. I've got this problem and I need a solution. It's a website. Like, gives us opportunities. The more people that we have in our mailing list, the more opportunities we have to reach out to people, because we can see what they're doing once they're in the mailing list and what they're clicking on and all of that kind of thing. Do some people unsubscribe? Absolutely, but it's so low. Oh, I don't want to email my list every so often because people unsubscribe. That's fine. You're going to get churn in your email list. I mean, totally fine. The idea, if you're getting churn in your email list, is to put more people in at the top. That's the whole point. But you can't do that if you've not got any of these entry-level products. Makes life much, much harder. And then just finally, avoid being in the same position as last year. And really, this is about systems. And the reason why people tend not to put systems in place is because they're so busy doing this and that and something else and doing all this stuff. They're so busy doing that, they actually haven't got time to put systems in place, which, if they did put those systems in place, would actually free up a whole bunch of more time. So, for example, like the next training course is probably going to be an NLP sales training course. For when you're speaking to clients and using NLP for persuasive techniques and so on, done in an ethical manner, I have to say, because NLP could be used in an opposite way. But having that as a training course should be something that is lined up to happen later on this year, so that when we start running Facebook ads to that, someone buys it, they go into our email list, we're all automated, they decide we need a new website, or we want some content, or we need some Facebook ads, or we need a funnel. But actually, they're already in our mailing list. They already know what we do because we tell them on every email that they get every 11 days. And when they are then in a position that they want that, they're going to jump on a call, and then it's down to me or the salesperson to go and close them. But you want to avoid being in exactly the same position as you were last year. And if you've not got more customers, if you've not grown revenue, if you've not implemented systems, those three things, you are going to be in the same place as last year. And more importantly, in 12 months from now, you're going to be in exactly the same place today that you're going to be in 12 months. And I don't want that in my business, and I'm pretty sure you don't want that in your business either. So that's the end of Q1. Looking forward to Q2. Starts tomorrow. It's all to play for on the 1st of April. It's all to play for. 2025 is such an interesting year. I know all the stuff's going on in politics, but we're well past COVID now. COVID started 5 years ago. Gosh, and we still carry a lot of that, don't we? A lot of the trauma of, not being able to leave the house for 6 weeks or however long it was, wherever you happen to live. Here in Spain, it was a very long time. Online learning. My kid was, she was 5. I was sitting in front of a laptop and I was helping her, and it drove me insane. It drove her insane. It's just really hard. But that's past. And there's always going to be challenges ahead. Ukraine, what's happening in the US right now, tariffs. But you know what? If it's not that, it's something else. And if it's not something else, it's the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. What's really important is about how you are dealing with it, and what systems you're putting in place, and what client acquisitions systems you're putting in place as well. Where is your next lead coming from? Where are your customers coming from? So look, I hope you find that useful. We'll